All right, let's move on. We move on to 1 p.m. Eastern. Baltimore Ravens 8-6, 3-4 on the road at Cincinnati Bengals 8-6, 3-4 at home at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. 53 Fahrenheit, cloudy, 8 miles per hour. Bengals open up at 2.5. That's where they stand right now. There's been a 5-cent move towards them at Bet365. This total opened up at 43.5. It's now at 44.5. And this is for AFC North supremacy. Ravens coming off their third straight loss, an impressive, heartbreaking 31-30 loss at home to the Packers behind Tyler Huntley, 28 for 40, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also ran 13 times for 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. Harbaugh said he's hopeful that Lamar Jackson will be able to practice Wednesday. So that's tomorrow, and we'll see if he does. As a team, the Ravens ran 26 times for 143 yards, and spreadsheet stat play is the Chargers. And the Rams just scored a touchdown and have tied it up at 10. Mark Andrews was the Ravens' big threat, caught 10 passes for 136 yards and 2 interceptions. There was a player, I forget who it was, but was wide open in the end zone for that 2-point convert, and everybody knew they were just going to go to Mark Andrews. The loss ended Baltimore's streak of 13 straight wins over NFC teams. Only New England, with 17 in a row from 2005 to 9, had a longer interconference winning streak since the AFL and NFL merger. Patrick Queen had 13 tackles. The Ravens managed 3 sacks, 4 quarterback hits. Linebacker Justin Houston was placed on the COVID reserve Monday, so he joins Jimmy Smith, cornerback Chris Westry, safety Chuck Clark, wide receiver Sammy Watkins, and center Tristan Colon on the list. Guard Tyree Phillips suffered a knee injury in the game. No update was given on the severity of it. Cornerback Tavon Young is in concussion protocol. Defensive end Calais Campbell, guards Ben Powers and Patrick McCarry, and fullback Patrick Ricardo were all inactive last week, listed as questionable this week. And linebacker Pernell McPhee was designated to return from IR on Monday. He'll help. Bengals snapped their 2-game losing streak with a 15-10 win at Denver. Seeing everybody on Sunday on the Bengals was very interesting. And, the market was moving against you guys. Cash was moving against you guys. And all of you guys still wanted the Bengals. And it's too bad that it's Pete Loshak, who'd gone 2-1 in his first 3 shows on the NFL Pub Hub, went 0-2. But he should have gone 2-0. He took the Steelers first half instead of full game. And he took the Bengals team total instead of full game side. Had he done that, he'd be sitting here 8-3 in first place overall in the Pub Hub competition. And instead, he's 6-5 and 8th or 9th place. Joe Mixon. Burrow goes 15-22 for 157 yards, 1 touchdown. He also ran 5 times for 25 yards. Tyler Boyd was his number 1 target, catching 5 passes for 96 yards. T. Higgins had been the number 1 guy for a while. I really think that player props are so tricky because you believe in what you just saw. And, of course, the opposition and the coaching staff also just saw it. So they kept T. Higgins and Jamar Chase off the field, and the gamblers lost a ton of money on T. Higgins props. Mixon ran 17 times for 58 yards. He injured his ankle during the game. He's listed as questionable. The Bengals defense looked strong all game. 3 sacks, 7 quarterback hits. Linebacker Logan Wilson out for a second straight week. And NC State product Jermaine Pratt was all over the field, 15 tackles and a half sack. Cornerback Chidobe Awuzie, COVID-19, and his backup Vernon Hargraves with a non-COVID illness out. After delivering the play of the game when he sacked Drew Lock, Khalid Kareem was concussed trying to run it back. He's in protocol. Guard Hakeem Ndenji suffered a sprained ankle during the game. He's listed as questionable this week. And linebacker Joe Bacci tore his ACL in that collision that sent Bridgewater to the hospital with a head injury. And Joe Bacci is done for the season. So the Bengals have a ton of injuries here. And let me hear you guys and let me listen to the chat. Take it away, you guys. Ravens, Bengals. This is one of the games I'm most excited about, and I think a lot of gamblers are. Take it away, Bebsie.
I'm kind of at a loss, same as you are, Jimmy. I think this is a really tough game to call. Listen, I love the way Huntley's been playing and the way this team has been playing behind him. And I also love how there would – in a different situation with a different team and different coach, there would be a ton of controversy around the decision to go for 2. There is 0 controversy right now. The team was behind it. Obviously John Harbaugh has been doing a great job coaching in the NFL for a long time, so he has the benefit of the doubt here. That's why I want to take the Ravens in this spot. Injuries have pounded them into mediocrity this year. But I just love the way that this team continues to rally and continues to play football. And look, the Bengals, real Jolly Roger with a great slaughterhouse joke there on our good pal Jose. It's very true. He owes steak dinners across the board. That poor fucker. But no, Joe Burrow. Maybe it was all the stupid cigar poses after he won the Natty that I wasn't behind him. I didn't want him to fail. I just wasn't sure if he was good. He's been fantastic, is what I'm getting at. So I don't want to fade him, but I also don't want to fade the Baltimore Ravens right now. I think this is such a difficult game to cap right now. And I even think this 44.5 is super sharp. I think, gun to my head, I'd probably take the under here, but that's contrary to what I'm seeing. Both of these teams being able to put up points despite injuries, and especially with all the injuries to the Cincy defense, then I got to lean over. So I'm at a total loss for this game. I'll be completely honest with you. I have every time I think I have a lean, I lean the other way. So maybe we should just get Jose to bet a steak dinner on something, and we'll all take the opposite.
Tasha took the Titans and Raven money line and plus 10.5 on the Steelers as a 3-game parlay. I think Birdie's absolutely right. I think you guys are all right. Let's see where the cash lies in this spot. But Birdie says 100% a Ravens spot. I'm going to be taking the Ravens money line. This is uncharted waters for the Bengals. Ravens for me here, and I don't think this one is close. Tasha saying Ravens winning this game. And Dan Kelly says he's been live betting San Diego State and UTSA since it started. I have both teams at plus points and plus money. I love it, Dan. I love it, buddy. I love it. Let's get over that Browns loss yesterday and focus on just making money here. Let's take a look at where the cash lies. I think this will tell a nice tale here. So we only have 2017 tickets in. 40% of the tickets are on the Ravens, and 66% of the cash is on the Ravens. 31% of tickets are on the under, and 57% of cash is on the under. I'm going to move on the Ravens money line. But is this under 43? Because that's my rule. Sorry, what's this total at again? Let me just go back to spreads and totals. I think it's gone up to 44.5. Gone up to 44.5. I know with the Bengals always going for 2 when the game's on the line, I should probably just take the points. I'll make that decision. Either Ravens plus 2.5 or the money line. I'm going to move on it now and move on to tonight. I think it's the look. I think that we're talking a lot about the Ravens, but this Bengals team is beat up right now. And they're feeling good about themselves. And let's see how they do, because remember, they're just 3-4 at home. Bebsie, anything you want to make official here?
Honestly, it's a lean Baltimore for me. You're taking Baltimore money line, eh?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna sit with it
because I don't hate Baltimore on the points here.
Yeah,
especially with Harbaugh's history versus the Bengals. I mean, it's really been a team that he has beat the absolute shit out of throughout his career. It's a different Bengals team, though. It's a different Bengals team.
It is, but it's a beat-up Bengals team coming off a big win on the road. And look, we see what happens when a team plays another team hard. The Saints played the Buccaneers hard, and the Buccaneers had a lot of players go down with injury. The Broncos, say what you want about their offense in that game, but they played the Bengals hard, and we saw a lot of Bengals go out with injury. We saw a lot of Broncos go down with injury. Hard road game coming back home. I'm very comfortable here. Trusty says, how many books you read about halfway through. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant sports books. Okay. 0 so far. I've read 0 of the books behind me. Okay, Bebsie.
You know what? I think I am going to move on the Ravens here. I've talked myself into it.
I think it's the right play. Bebsie's on the Ravens. Plus 2.5. I can get it at minus 105 at Pinnacle, or would you prefer the money line?
Sorry, what?
Plus
what
2.5. Plus 2.5 at minus 105, or there's a plus 111. That's not that good. There is a plus 118 at Pinnacle.
I'm going to take money line.
Ooh. Okay, let's see if I doubt that Bet365 will mess around with this, but let's see. All right, Bebsie on the money line here. That's at plus 118. I will take a look at FanDuel and Bet365. It's not loading for some reason. Oh, there, it just loaded. Sorry, here we go. The Ravens are... Sorry. There's a mistake. There's a mistake on Bet365. They have... If you go to Bet365 right now on Saturday, December 25th, they have Montreal Alouettes at Edmonton Elks off the board.
Ooh.
Okay, here we go. We have
taking the Elks
plus 150. Okay, all right. Let's move on. Trusty says you already forgot about the books behind you. B-Ball says Jimmy Lowbacker's going Sunday to Santa Anita. I'm thinking about hitting it up. Check out the Crap Brew Insider tickets. Yes, and I'm going to start promoting it. It was just that it took a while for me to figure out my schedule and get everything kind of greenlit from the family. So yes, I'm gonna start promoting it tomorrow. We're all going to be at Santa Anita on the 26th, or as we call it in Kanata, Boxing Day.